All right, welcome to Dave in SoCal. You might have been sent over from my other channel. If not, and you just happen to end up here, welcome. And I want to remind everybody to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, Dave in SoCal, and also Dave in Cali. This is my backup channel. It will get the most controversial clips, and I may not post to it as often as Dave in Cali, unless Dave in Cali gets clipped. Anyway, check out this full version from ONA, and we'll talk to you later.
I'm kind of short, so sometimes I get away from the podium to speak, but I'm happy to have OAN here because they are brave media. So just as a quick nod to OAN, and then I'll do my other thanks. Christina Bobb, I don't know if you knew this, but when I met her at the Arizona audit, I looked her up. She was a United States Marine Corps officer. She was a JAG officer. She served overseas, and I thought, man, that gal is tough. So this is the kind of press that we need. Someone who understands what it means to serve. Just like my dear friend Doug Mastriano and Teddy Daniels. Teddy, stand up. I think you know Teddy's a Purple Heart recipient, combat veteran, Army, as is Senator Mastriano. Senator Mastriano and Rob, they all came out to Arizona, and I was honored to host the delegation from Pennsylvania. And immediately, Doug and I kind of bonded because we both jumped out of a perfectly good airplane several times. I did only 5 jumps, he did many more. And you know, when an Air Force pilot does that, they do have your head examined. But anyway, it became evident to me how important the audit is and was. And you tend to get a little tunnel vision when it's right there in your own state. And I, like Doug, am a new legislator. In fact, I'm the newest one. I've only been in office 6 months, but I have a lot of life experience. And so all these state senators and state representatives journeyed to Arizona. And after several states came out, one of them, I think it was someone from South Carolina, who looked at me and said, "We're not doing this necessarily to fix 2022. We want to find the truth of 2020. And so I used to do these sit-down briefings with the very talented technicians there on the floor, and I'd go back time and time again. And the first time I went, it was because I come from Flagstaff. It's a rural northern Arizona district I cover parts of 4 counties, none of which are Maricopa County. And so all of my constituents are rural, and they said, Senator Rogers, we want to know what's going on down there in Phoenix. So I went to the audit many, many times, and I learned each time a little bit more. We knew we would get sued. We knew subpoenas wouldn't be answered. We knew that we'd be trivialized. We knew that attempts would be made every day to discredit us. So we just rolled up our sleeves, but for Senator President Karen Fann, also a rural legislator with a spine of steel, I sat her down one day. I said, I'm going home. I'm going to go to Williams, Arizona tonight, which is the gateway to the Grand Canyon, and I'm going to get a lot of questions. So President Fann, tell me, have we chosen a contractor yet? How are you doing this? And she looked me in the eye, and she said, Wendy, there's no yellow pages for this. There's no single one entity that does election audits. There is a whole host of hundreds of man-hours of calls that I've made, she said. She said, you know me, I've owned my own business for years. I know how to find contractors. And so she called Senate presidents from all over the country, called the Federal Election Commission, and finally, of course, decided on Cyber Ninjas and CYFIR, C-Y-F-I-R. And I just want to give you a real quick rundown on how excellent these experts are.
FrankSpeech.com.
Cyber Ninjas is the overarching contractor, and they are an application security company, so they can determine if an app is secure. Then you have CYFIR, which is a data security company, and did you know that a few years ago CYFIR was demonstrating some software with the Federal Office of Personnel Management? How many of us had secret and top secret clearances and filled out applications to get that? Well, they found out that all those had been breached. But they weren't even there for that. But they discovered that. That's the excellence and the access that CYFIR has had. My point in bringing up these details is to reassure you that this is now a packageable, exportable, excellent, the best ever combination of technical expertise now. We have the blueprint. We've been through this. And there's no rushing it. We want accuracy. There will be deniers, there already are. But we want the airtight result. And that is so important. It's better to be right than to be rapid, okay? And so these subpoenas, I get asked, well, Rogers, what about the subpoenas? You know, they're thumbing their nose at you. They did, and they're rude. And they're disrespectful, not only to the Arizona Senate, but to the people of Arizona. Absolutely disgraceful. So undaunted and undeterred, my colleague, also retired military, Sonny Borelli, he called me up one day, he goes, Colonel, I got something up my sleeve. So he launched a 1487 action through our Arizona Attorney General that said, a lower echelon of state government is not complying. We want you, Attorney General Brnovich, to do this action, to agree with us, the Senate, and that decision will be made the 20th of August. And if he agrees with us that they were not in compliance, it can't be appealed in court for some capricious judge to overrule. He will go VFR direct to the treasurer of the state of Arizona and say, dock Maricopa County 10% of its Arizona state revenue share, which is $61+ million. And you might have started hearing about me when U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said he wanted to get involved. And I had some, what did Rob say I could call it, edgy rhetoric on Twitter. And that's Arizona. Excuse me, federal government, you're over here. This is our audit. And who gives the state legislatures plenary power? The United States Constitution. That's who gives us our power. And what did we do when we swore the oath? When Teddy and Doug and Hal, my husband, and I swore the oath. We swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of all of the United States. And today, I was at Gettysburg at the museum. Couldn't tear myself away. First time I've been to Gettysburg, believe it or not. Absolutely, heart hit me here. I'm a 5th generation career military officer. And my great-great-grandfather, I have a few who fought for the state of Maine, both on my dad's mother's side. The Prays, the Rogers, and I believe, I'm going to research it, that one of them either fought with or knew Joshua Chamberlain. And so today I bought paintings for our grandchildren. We have, Hal and I, 2 children. We've been married 43 years. We both served 20-year careers. And our son, George, was a Marine officer, and of course, I asked him, why didn't you join the Air Force, George? He goes, Mom, the Air Force is too soft. Okay. So he was the 6th generation. So he and his wife have 4 kids, and our daughter and husband have 2 kids. So we're very blessed, and we do this for them. And we never stop. I had to run a few times to get elected. It's kind of legendary, but that's okay. Because I think you learn more from your failures. If Trump had won the election, we probably wouldn't be doing this deep dive, right? So we look at the good in everything. And what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So I knocked all these doors. You know, I think it was 17,000 doors. And our car outside that we drove here from Arizona has 380,000 miles. It only takes a quart of oil every 3 fill-ups. But I tell you all this because you don't go into politics for the money. You go to serve your country. And when the left badgers you, you don't back down. You double down. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to us states. So the Arizona audit truth will come out. And then it's going to be Pennsylvania. And then it's going to be Georgia. And then it's going to be second. And the ball is going to roll and roll and roll. Freedom! USA! 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 So if anybody hassles you or badgers you, you know, this on our way here, we saw our daughter and son-in-law. Our son-in-law grew up in Georgia, and he said, "It bothers me, mother-in-law," calls me Mill, mother-in-law. Said, "It bothers me what I read about you." I said, "Don't read it." And then my son and daughter talk, and daughter says, "You know, mom's tweets are kind of, I don't know, Aunt Jemima, Cleveland Indians, you know." And our son, the Marine, is so wise. And he said, "Mom is mom. Mom will always be mom. And think about this. 5 years ago, if mom had said that, no one would have thought a thing. But this is how far we have slid. And we cannot back down. We cannot. So you asked me, Senator Wendy Rogers, the little grandma from Flagstaff, what can I do? You can go you can go to my website, Wendy, like the hamburgers, Rogers, like Mr. Rogers, no D for Democrat, and Rogers, ROGERS, .org, wendyrogers.org, O-R-G. You go there right now on your iPhone, on your Droid, at home, and you sign the petition to decertify this election. And when they ask me, Senator Rogers, Colonel Rogers, how could you decertify? And I tell them on many shows and at home in Arizona, it doesn't have to be a 100% smoking gun proof. It is to say that the certification we turned in January, we now know was not accurate. The preliminary hearing showed, what, 74,000 ballots got sent in, which were never sent out to begin with? That's good enough for me. Or we had, I don't know, multiple thousand ballots cast after the person registered to vote beyond the October 15th deadline. Or we had all these thousands of ballots cast, and then those voters somehow mysteriously disappeared from the voter rolls in December. I mean, are you kidding me? We got empty lots where tens of dozens of people are registered at an empty lot. Do be aware that the canvass is as important as the audit. And the Democrats will tell you it's voter suppression. No, we changed the wording to restoration of voter integrity. Repeat after me. Restoration of voter integrity. Those are the words you use. You must command the narrative. And never, ever back down. So thank you for hosting me. know that God is watching over us. He has us in the palm of his hand, and he's counting on us to light the way. Thank you. God bless you. Go to wendyrogers.org. Sign that petition. Let's go get